Good morning, everybody. Down here in the basement this morning, I've actually got some time off this morning because I have an 11 a.m. appointment with a dental surgeon. Going to get a consult. My regular dentist says he thinks I might need a root canal and a tooth, and we're going to find out this morning whether or not that is in fact the case. And I'm hoping not, but judging from what he's suspecting and the way this tooth has been acting on me, I'd say I probably am going to get a root canal. He thinks the tooth is abscessing, and he thinks that it's going to get progressively worse. And he explained to me that a lot of the pain involved with the root canal is actually due to the infection, which is what basically an abscess tooth is, and that the reason why a lot of people experience a lot of pain with a root canal is often because they wait too long before they have it done. So right now I'm going to have this done, taken care of, hopefully before it gets to that point. In case anybody's wondering what's wrong with my tooth, I actually had I have a So anyways, I got some time this morning. Last night I was down here working on the Wells Index Mill reassembly. You might be able to see that there in the background. The next thing that I got to do on that is mount the head. And I didn't have my strapping down here last night, so I couldn't attack that. And truth be told, I kind of ran out of time anyways. Weeknights are tough with the kids with the homework and all of that. And supper, there's really not a lot of time. Then I get down here and I burn the not the midnight oil, but I stay down here kind of late, and then in the morning got to have a little bit of caffeine to get going again. So kind of burning the candle at both ends, maybe, I don't know. So as usual, getting off the subject. So this morning I got a little bit of time before I got to leave for my appointment, and so I want to show you guys a new addition to the shop. I picked up these toolboxes. This bottom box looks like a Kennedy, but it says Waterloo Professional, and it's got this cheesy plastic badge on the front here that says Waterloo Professional. And from what I was able to gather online, I think this is actually a Craftsman box that they sold under this name. So it's probably something you could get out of Sears as a cheap alternative to a genuine Kennedy intermediate box. And then I bought these both from the same individual, and it was actually the wife of a gentleman who had passed away. And this is the box he had sitting on top of it. This is a genuine Kennedy box, so I was glad to see that it's a genuine Kennedy box. And it's far from mint, but I paid short money for these, and I really was excited when she told me that she had these boxes that belonged to her husband, who was a machinist. And they were loaded with tools. She had no idea what these tools were. So she kept talking about wrenches, though, so I was like, I don't know. So I'm not going to keep you in suspense. I mean, there's going to be stuff in here that I haven't seen yet, because I just took a quick look through the boxes so I could determine a fair price to offer her for the boxes. There were a lot of mechanics tools and just regular tools in here. And in the mechanics tools, it's not like, that it was cheap wrenches, foreign made stuff. And there's some machinist tools in here. So let's take a look, see how I made out. Essentially I paid a good price. Even if I just bought what I paid, basically would cover a good used Kennedy box like this one. And then, so this is kind of a gravy and whatever tools. There's not a lot in there, but I did see a set of micrometers in there, so I included that in my factoring in price-wise what I wanted to pay. Yeah, she came up with these keys first, and I could only get these to work in one of the boxes and not the other. Yeah, see, so this key, these two keys will only open the top box. Then she came out, found these keys later, and this has one key for the bottom box and another key for the top box. So go figure. But at least I've got all the keys. She explained to me that these were at his workplace when he passed away, and it took a while for her to be able to get these from the employer. And she fears that a lot of things were pinched along the way. They probably weren't locked, but I think maybe they were, because this top lock is there's a big space here. It's loose. My thinking is that somebody was prying on that and trying to see if they could pop that lock out. So we'll see if we can't tighten that up and straighten that out, because something is bent in there now. But the lock still seems to be working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten up the camera angle, and we'll go to work on seeing what's in the boxes. Well, let's check the top of the big box first. Some Stanley diagonal cutters. They're in good shape. I actually like these. They got these nice ergonomic large grip handles. What else we got here? Utility knife. Screwdriver. Not sure on the brand on that. Oh, here's a matching pair of Stanley lineman's pliers. Go with that cutter. Oh, this is nice. This is a little Great Next Tools. This should be a, it doesn't seem to be working. There we go. Short ratcheting screwdriver, which used to have a back part here that thing screwed into, and that would store all the extra bits, and it looks like, yeah, it looks like that broke off, but he must have just kept using it that way, I guess. Here's a cheapy one of those. That's got the bits in the back. Channel locks, no names. Channel locks. I call these channel locks, but really the only true channel lock pliers are the ones that say channel lock on them. These are German made. Knipex Alligator. Knipex. I think I've had a pair like this, and that because of the offset teeth, I think these really grip well when rotating something. This might be actually a decent pair. Crescent brand. Well, you had enough of those, huh? Magnet. Slip joint pliers. Slip joint pliers that match the Stanley set. Slip joint pliers, old as whatever, with really big handles on them. Needle nose pliers to match the Stanley set. Nice little putty knife with an angle. Well, I guess that would be a scraper maybe, I don't know. R. Murphy Air Mass, number 4. Oh, that's got a sharp edge on the... Okay. That's a blade on this side right here. So that's for cutting. Fancy cheese knife. Small screwdriver with a rusted shank. Wow, that one's seen some heavy grinding. Oh, that's a shame too. That's a Klein. That's a Klein screwdriver that's been reground. Yeah, these Klein tools are excellent. A plastic knob, we'll throw that away. Paintbrush. Is that good? It's a used paintbrush, but it's been cleaned. Not hard as a rock. A little bit set. Crescent wrench. That looks like a decent screwdriver. Sure is. Snap-on. Snap-on Racing Edition. Oh, yeah. This may be my first Snap-on screwdriver, believe it or not. I like it because it's got the hex on the shank here. You can put a wrench on that, give you a little bit more breaking free force there. Shower head. That's a putty knife. Another set of bits. A set of small little sockets. Don't know the brand on those. Not going to worry about that right now. What do we got here? Husky. That's the Home Depot brand. Ah, this, I suspect, was inside this. Like that. What's that? Key stock? Looks like it might be a piece of key stock that somebody had ground this end a little bit and then been beating on it with a hammer. Airline fitting, right? Well, that's a strange one there. Got a screw in the center there for adjustment. See, air hose goes on here, and then what's the deal? Why would you have like this male part with a quick disconnect? I'm sure if I push this down, this is probably supposed to pull out. And it does. Alright, so that's just regular airline fitting. I don't know what this is. Huh. A little Essentials brand tape measure. That looks like a dollar store. Whoop, that looks like a dollar store tape measure if I've ever seen one. Spade bit for wood. These are interesting. Hardinge. Well, we know that's a good brand. Hardinge B6 11/16. 5/8. 13/30 seconds. 15/30 seconds. All right, my machine shop guys. What are these? They got a little lug on this side. They got a smooth side. It almost seems to me like you're supposed to have two of these to go together like this. Like to guide a brooch or something, but or drill bushing or something like that, but I only have one. I have 4 different halves, all 4 different sizes. So what can you guys tell me about these things? And they say Hardinge on them, and then they've got the sizes and they've got numbers on them. B6. Looks like they all say Hardinge B6, but then they've got different sizes, so I would like to know what those are if you can help me. Taiwan wrench, cheapy no-name screwdriver, a bunch of bits of scrap copper. This is, I can see this is all copper pipe that's been pounded flat and must have been used for packings or shimmings or something. I'm just going to leave that in there. And then there's a just a metal rod with a point on one end. Very lightweight, whatever it is. Feels like aluminum. Oh yeah, not enough slip joint pliers yet. Here's another pair. A very cheaply made plastic level. Got a magnet on it. Then we've got this little tray inside here, which is supposed to keep, has a little piece of copper pipe, a little box cutter with the little, for opening packages. Cheap plastic piece of junk. What's this? Champion 14mm deep socket. Big whoop. Small set of cheapy Allen wrenches. That looks like maybe a Cobalt brand, like the Home Depot brand screwdriver, cheapy. Look at these. Auto adjusting Husky Robo Grips. So that's a Home Depot Robo Grip. I don't have a pair like this though. That might be nice to have. Take a quick look and see if there's anything in here. Let's see, a pen, some pens, Sharpies, big Sharpies. And if these aren't dried out, we'll throw those with the other ones. A bunch of pencils. An even cheaper tape measure if that's possible. Uh-oh, somebody's house key. Pipe cutter. General. Cheap screwdriver. Oh, a little hand mirror. Those are always handy to have in a toolbox. There's actually a couple of decent looking pens here. Let's see. Another piece of copper flattened out. Oh, another one of these things that I need help with. This is on another size. Now we got 5 of those. Nothing else in here to get excited about except for these look like rods for maybe a depth micrometer, which is great because I saw 2 depth micrometers in here somewhere that weren't in cases and had no rods or anything to go with them. This might be a great find for me. We'll set those aside. The pens. It's just some no-name pen. Okay, so I pulled this out because it kind of caught my eye. It's a little piece of brass. At first I thought it was threaded, so it threaded into something, but I don't know, it's a weird little brass disc. And then there's this little baggie. Is there anything to get excited about in this bag? Actually, this baggie's never been opened. It looks like air fittings or something. Got a 90-degree reducing brass threaded elbow. Yeah, that, obviously it came with an air compressor or something. Alright, I'm going to pause the camera and put all this stuff back in the top box and move on to the drawers. The drawers. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Kennedy toolboxes, machinist toolboxes like this, there are actually a couple of pins in the top here so that when this top cover is closed and locked, you can't open this. So when it's when you unlock it, you can swing this down and this little shelf slides in there for storage. Empty. Let's start with the one below it. Oh wow, just what I wanted. Markers. And more markers. Piece of foam. And this looks to me like a little hand scraper. It looks like a little scraper. Might be wrong on that, but... Oh, that was quick. Let's see what we got. One Energizer battery. The only thing I'd be curious about on this battery is whether or not there's a year, because that might tell me copyright 2012. Alright, that's... Oh, there's a neat little scraper. What do we got here? This is 3 precision screwdrivers of no particular name brand apparently. So they're not really that precision, are they? Guy was a smoker. Man, that's a big lighter. Well, I shouldn't say he was a smoker because I guess there are plenty of reasons why you might... Maybe he was melting beeswax with this or something. Hey, anybody who owns a Kennedy toolbox, I know traditionally this is the center drawer that's used to hold the machinist handbook. I'm just curious. There's a knockout right here on the bottom, kind of like on electrical boxes where you can knock it out and leave a hole here. Does anybody know what the purpose of that hole is? Why you would want to do that? Oh, hoping we get to some machinist stuff here. Other than those hard-inch pieces, I really didn't see much. Some little fuses. Oh, another lock. I wonder if that key... Kind of a long shot. Yeah, I didn't think so. That looks like a house key that I found there. And this is just a... That's a lock with no key. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a key. No, this key doesn't work either. Actually, this key's got a... Well, it's just got a barcode on it, meaning that he bought a blank key and had it cut to fit something. So none of those keys fit any of this stuff. Yeah, it's not even I don't even know why I'm trying. It's not even close to the shape of the screwdriver bit, a couple little screwdriver bits, Husky brand. Well, at least that's a Craftsman. 2 Craftsman socket extensions. Essentials brand of pliers, and made in China wire cutters. These are supposed to be spring loaded and they're a little stiff. Empty. Ah, finally some machinist tools.